Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good day. Moreover to our professor, Dr. Ryan Evangelista, sir. Today, we will have presentation on CCNA 4. So, I have my companion for this presentation in the person of Mr. Junjun J. Sakiran, Miss Farha A. Sahidullah, and Mr. Al-Sharif A. Moses. Let's begin with the introduction. What is CCNA? So CCNA stands for Certified Cisco Associate. So actually, Cisco was founded in 1984. So Cisco is the leading provider of network hardware, software, and services. So Cisco also offered various training. Uh, if you undergo those trainings, you will be given a certificate. So one is the CCNA. We have also the CCSA, which is the Certified Cisco Security Associate. We have also the CCCA, which is the Cisco Certified Cloud Architect. And the last one is, I think, the CCCP, which is the Certified Cisco Collaboration Professionals. So, this topic will give a lot of information about networking, its type, and application. So, networking is very important as it provides communication, especially between computers. It is also very useful as it helps in resource sharing. For example, one of the computer in the network has the printer or scanner. So the rest of the computer within the network can access that printer and scanner for as long as they are given the privilege. Thus, overall, it is a cost-saving technique in the sense that you can save more time and effort using this networking. So we have the types of networking. So LAN stands for Local Area Network. Example is the network within a campus, so within a schools. So meaning, more or less, you have 100 clients or who user. MAN. So MAN stands for Metropolitan Area Network. So the example for this network connection is the network connecting various cities. So more or less, the user for this connection or networking, uh, it will range from thousands of users. So we have also the WAN. So WAN stands for Wide Area Network. The example for this is the internet on the whole world. So meaning more or less the user for this is 100,000. So we have also the networking devices. We have the LAN card, we have the bridge, we have the hub, we have the switch, and we have also the router. So we have here the picture of the router. This is the example. We have also the switch, we have also the hub, and a computer connected. Basically, router has the capacity to receive internet signal and distribute the internet signal, and it is also configurable. Likewise, the switch, but switch cannot have or don't have the capability to receive signal without the without going through the router. You cannot go directly to switch to connect your ISP. So we have the subnetting and supernetting. In subnetting, a network is divided into several smaller subnetwork, with each subnetwork or subnet having its own subnetwork address. So in subordinating, an organization can combine several Class C addresses to create a larger range of addresses, or we can call it software network. So subnetting. So usually we have the classes of IP address. So in subnetting, usually the type or class of IP address used are the class A, B, and C. These are designed with two level of hierarchy. So the organization has two level hierarchical addressing, but it cannot have more than one physical network. So the hosts cannot be organized into groups, and all of the hosts are the same level. The organization that has one network with many hosts, so the organization has two level hierarchical addressing, but it cannot have more than one physical network. So the hosts cannot be organized into groups, and all of the hosts are the same level. So the organization one network with many hosts. So the solution for this is subnetting, where further division of the network into a smaller network called the subnetwork. So example of subnetting. So example, we have the class A IP address. An organization with a class A address at least 1,000 subnetwork. How can we find the subnet mask and the configuration of the subnetwork? So we have the solution. There is a need for at least 1,000 subnetworks, or we need at least 1,002 subnetworks to allow for the all ones and all zeros subnet IDs. So this means that minimum number of bits to be allocated for subnetting should be 10, or the 2 raised to 9 is less than 1002 and or less than 2 raised to 10. So 14 bits are left to find the host IDs. Subnet mask will be 1100000 is equals to 192. So we have the mask. This is this example of the as you observe here, we have the example of without subnetting. So this is for example number A, and for number B we have the subnetting. A network with subnetting have already a subnet ID, whereas the network without subnetting have no any subnet ID. Only the host ID and the network ID. So we have the range of addresses. We have the special address host or host ID all zeros, and we have also the special addresses host ID all ones. So we have a sample subnetworks. This this is all fall under subnetwork all zeros. Likewise here and here also. So all of these are interconnected and are one. So we have the CIDR, or the classless interdomain routing. So subordinating means assigning a set of class C addresses to an organization that needs more than 252 host addresses. So however, when the class C addresses are entered into a routing table, each occupies one entry in the routing table, or the 256 entries in the routing table. So the classes enter domain routing, or this IDR CIDR technique is divided to reduce the number of routing table entries. In this technique, instead of entering each single class C address with its corresponding default mask, the 255.255.255.0, the router can use the supernet mask and the lowest network address in the group. So that is for the CIDR. So we have here the example of CIDR. We have the example A, the routing table without supernet mask, and we have the example B with routing table with supernet mask. Rather. So let's move on to the comparison of hub versus switch. So hub is less expensive, meaning mura siya. It is used in a very small LAN where low throughput is okay. So whereas the switch here segments collision domains or interconnects network segments, it is more expensive compared to hub, but the performance make it cost effective. So it is recommended to use a switch than a hub because switch is configurable unlike hub. So hub for me is only used to multiply the LAN port in order to connect one or more computers to a network. So let's move to routers. So routers, it is a layer 3 or a network layer device, and there is no broadcast. It is a one technology device, meaning a wide area network, and also it is wireless also. It is also the capability to have a wireless connection without using UTP cables, UTP cable. So it is useful to connect different network. It is also used for packet filtering and it find the best spot selection. So router is recommended if you have the ISP or the internet service provider because it has the capability to receive signals, internet signals and distribute those internet signals. And it is also configurable. So we have the routing configuration. So router always has two configuration. We have the running configuration. We have also the startup configuration. So in running configuration in RAM, it determines how the router is currently operating. It is modified using the config command. Example, you need to type the su running dash config. So we have also the startup configuration. In NVRAM, it determines how router will operate after next reload and is modified using the copy command. So the example is show startup dash config. So we have also the router access mode. So user exec mode, it is the limited examination of router. So we have also the privileged exec mode, detailed examination of router, debugging, testing, file manipulation. We can do this in the privileged exec mode. We have also the ROM monitor. It is useful for password recovery and new iOS upload session. We have the last one, the setup mode. It is available when router has no startup config file. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. So my partner will continue the presentation.
Hello and good morning. So today we're just going to continue about the explanation of my colleague. So I am Junjun Sakiran and my colleague are Farha Esaidillah, Arhamin Aplak, and Arsharif. So they selected the pages from selected the slide up to 13. Then the remaining slide is my task naman. So in remaining slide is about the routing configuration. So more on nasa hands-on tayo dapat. So router configuration, okay. Router always has two configurations. So there's only two configuration like in RAM and running configuration and startup configuration. Here is the configuration under the running configuration. To see it is you have to type on the CLI show running config. So makikita natin yan mamaya pag mag-hands-on tayo sa packet trace. So, startup configuration. So, show startup config. So, yan ang mga configuration niya. Then, router access modes. Sa router access mode, so, ito yung mga user as dito sa user executable mode. So, it's limited examination of router. So, yun, yung parang mag-config ka, tapos i-router. Privilege mode. Ito yung privilege mode. Parang privilege mode. So, it's detailed examination of router debugging, testing, and manipulation. So, ito yung makikita sa pag ganito yung lalabas na yung wala pang siyang config. Kasi dito, una pa lang dapat pag enable mo yan, magiging ganito na siya. Yan ang lalabas. So, ROI monitor useful password recovery new iOS presentation. So, ito, startup config. So, dito yung mag-save ng mga configuration. Then, the next, logging into the router. So, connect router to console. Yan. So, dapat naka-connect sa console. Or telnet. So, ibang usapan naman pag telnet yung. Okay. Ganyan. So, una pa lang pag enter mo yan, ganyan ang lalabas. So, user mode prompt. So, enable mo yan. Tapos, magpa-password ka. Yan. Anong password ilalagay mo. Tapos, ma-open na siya. Ma-open na ang privilege mode. Okay. Configuring the router. So, yan. Terminal, enter the command directly. So, router config T or configure terminal. So, lalabas yan ng config. So, pwede mo na lagyan ng IP address or kung ano naman ilalagay mo. Command. So, deleting your router's configuration. So, minsan kasi ang mga routers na physically gamit na, so, kailangan mo i-delete yung i-erase mo yung startup config niya eh. So, ganyan ang mga command. So, router, yan, write, erase, and reload. So, router will start up again but in setup mode since startup config file does not exist. So, magko-config ka na ng bago kasi nilit mo na yung yung configuration niya. Gagamitin mo kasi sa iba. Then, routing. So, routing is the exchanges of routes between different networks. So, yan. So, routing, kumbaga, ito yung nag-route ng mga networks natin. Kaya nga mayroon mga network engineer na tinatawag. Kung ini-engineer nila yung design ng routing or ng network kasi madami kayong gagamitin na paraan o kaya routing protocols para makapag-secure ng network and then makapag-filter din ng mga request na traffic galing sa ibang user or in-user na network. So, yan, default routing. So, mayroong mga default routing. So, makikita natin yan mamaya. Gagawin natin yan sa natin. Then, static routing. Yan. Static routing. So, ito yung mga parang default routing. So, dapat na yung default routing natin ay kailangan sa 0/0.0.0.0 dynamic routing. So, itong dynamic routing, ito yung pinaka-complex na yung pinakamarami ng routing protocols na ginagamit. So, sa natin, sa hands-on natin, di na tayo di na tayo gagawa ng dynamic routing. Routing medyo madugo. Dynamic routing is a routing protocols is the communication used between routers. So, yung communication between routers. Yun. Communication between routers. So, a routing protocol allows one router to share information with other routers. Through configuration, routing protocols, pwede silang magkita-kita ang dalawang routers. The information a router gets from another router. So, kung ang information sa iba ang routers within your network or within outside network, using routing protocol, yan, is used to maintain a routing table. So, yan. Example nito, of routing protocols, ay ito yung RIP, so Routing Information Protocol. Then, ERGRP, Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. So, commonly use ito, ERGRP. So, mamaya, yung gagawin natin lang ay ang EGRP protocol. Hindi na tayo gumamit ng dalawa to ng RIP at OSPF. Yan, dalawa yan. Medyo, pwede naman yung pagsama-samahin yung dalawang protocols. Depende sa design. Kaya nga, may mga network engineer na nagiging magaling sa mga protocols na yan. So, Routing Information Protocols, RIP, is a Distance Vector Routing Protocol. So, itong mga definition ng protocol. hoop count is used to metric for path selection. If the hoop count is greater than 15, the packet will be discarded. So, yun, parang limited lang siya. By default, routing updates are broadcast every 30 seconds. RIP has evolved in the years from the classical routing protocol RIP version 1 and version 2 to a classless routing protocols RIP version 2. Then, parang ganyan. So, ganito yung yung command niya. Configuring RIP. So, router config, router RIP. So, pag ERGRP naman, ERGRP dyan. Okay? So, Enhanced Interrogate Wave Protocol. Ito yung EGRP na. It's really just an enhanced version of EGRP. So, enhanced lang ito ng IGRP. Dati kasi IGRP, tapos may ERGRP. So, Cisco Property Routing Protocol is called Hybrid Protocol but really just in an advanced distance vector protocol. So, yun, kaya medyo advanced, enhanced na nga siya. Fast convergence. So, variable length of subnet mask, partial update only when the metric for the route changes, bounded updates. So, it's multiple network layer support. So, okay, so it's multiple layer support. So, IP, IPX, and Apple Talk. Okay. Routing running EGRP stores it is enable routing tables so that it can quickly adapt or alternative routes. So, ayan, medyo maano siya. Enhanced na talaga siya. So, feature of EGRP. Yung mga feature ng EGRP. Classless Routing Protocol, BLSM, CIDR. Ayan. So, faster convergence time and improved scalability. Multi-protocol reports. TCP, IP, IPX, SPX, Apple Talks. So, there is no IPX and SPX or Apple Talks in CCN or CCNP. So, rapid convergence and better handling routing loops, dual. So, efficient use of bandwidth, so partially bound updates, increment. Okay, so ganyan ang mga features na. Then, ito naman ang OSPF. So, ito yung pinakasimple na short path first. So, open short path first. So, yun, dynamic IGRP interior gateway protocol used within your own network. Okay, link state algorithm. Yan lang siya, okay? So, what is ECL? So, ECL, a router provides basic traffic filtering capabilities such as blocking internet traffic with access control lists o kaya access list. ACL is a sequential list or permit orders statement that apply to address or support layer protocols. So, yun. This module introduced standard and extended ACL as means control network traffic and how ACL are used as part of the security solution. So, yun. So, si access list involved sa security. Kasi nga, kung wala yung access list, minsan, pag hindi na naka-configure yung access list, hindi sila magkikita-kita kung sa ibang sa ibang department. So, VLAN. So, yun itong VLAN. So, VLAN stands for Virtual Local Area Network. So, it's defined different VLAN masks. Router and communicate with each other. So, if devices are on the same VLAN, then they can communicate through a switch. Okay. So, ito yung parang yung sa switch ito. Yung configuration sa switch, gumagawa ka ng VLAN. So, VLAN 10. So, sa isang port lang to So, kung isang port 1 sa sa router, so gagawa ka ng VLAN. So pwede rin gagawa ka ng hindi, isang port lang to sa VLAN ng sa isang port lang to sa switch natin, so sa switch ng Cisco. So VLAN 10, so VLAN 20, so ito yun, VLAN 30. So iba't ibang network sila, pero pwede yan sila magkita-kita dahil sa galing sa protocol. Inter-VLAN routing. So, ito yun, kasama yun sa inter-VLAN. Dito yung Ethernet nyo, tapos pas Ethernet, tapos ito, ibang-ibang VLAN. VLAN 20 at VLAN 10. So, importante dyan ay itong yung trunking. So, kung walang trunking, hindi yan magkikita yung dalawa na yan. So, dapat ito yung trunking na ginagamit sa VLAN. How to configure ERGRP with RIP on the same network. Parang ito yung gagawin natin sa ating slide. So, yun. Hindi na natin ipa-follow to. So, kasi pag ipa-follow natin to, given na to Kasi nandyan na yung nandyan na yung nandito na yung IP address na ginagamit. So, kung saan siya connected, yan. Si port 0, Then may IP address siya, then connected siya dito sa router 1. So given na yan, nandyan na. Yan, so hanggang dito. Then ito, so ito yung configuration niya. Kumbaga nandito na yung ano, kakopy lang natin kung paano gagawin to. Yan, so enable is your IP interface brief. So ito yon, ito yung lalabas. So makikita mo kung ano yung anong IP address sa show IP interface brief. So ganyan, ito hanggang dito, ganun din. So ayan, configuration lahat. Next configuration, ayan. So ito yung testing or ERP with RIP. So paano ni testing. So, hindi na natin ipapalo to. Hindi na natin ipapalo yung topology na to. So, gagawa lang tayo ng simple na ma-apply natin yung nasa slide natin. Ma-apply natin para hindi na tayong malilito. O para masisimplihan lang natin yung yung configuration at maintindihan. So, ito yung gagawin natin. Ayan. Gagawin lang tayo ng ganyan. So, ma-apply tayo ng trunking VLAN, inter VLAN, DHCP, per VLAN. So, VLAN, tapos gawa tayo ng DSL connection, then access list, tapos mag-NAT tayo. Sa natin, kasama na yan nito, dito sa NAT, kasama na yan yung, yung protocols natin, yung ERGRP. Okay. So, pala sir, yung configuration natin, so gagawin natin na lang sa ibang, sa ibang video. Para kasi, mahaba na yung video natin. So hanggang dito na lang po at doon tayo sa susunod na slide. At doon na tayo sa susunod na video. Okay, thank you very much.